I was making coffee on a quiet Sunday morning when my phone buzzed with a text from my sister, Lily. "Hey, can we talk?" That was unusual. Lily's the type who either sends a million emojis or nothing at all, so the plain text made my stomach twist. I called her immediately. She sounded cheerful, too cheerful. "So, I have exciting news. I asked Jenna to be my maid of honor." I froze. Jenna, my ex-best friend. The one who ghosted me 2 years ago after betraying me in a way I still can't even talk about without shaking. I laughed awkwardly, waiting for Lily to explain it was a joke. But she didn't. She kept talking about how it just made sense. And, "You've been so busy lately." Busy? I'd been helping her plan this wedding for 6 months. I asked her point blank, "So, am I even in the bridal party anymore?" She hesitated. And then, in the fakest apologetic voice, she said, "I just think you'd be more comfortable as a guest. Less pressure, you know?" That's when my hands started trembling. Because this wasn't about less pressure. This was about her replacing me with the one person who hurt me the most. And in that moment, I decided I wasn't going to the wedding at all. When I told Lily I wouldn't be attending her wedding, there was this long, awful silence on the line. Finally, she said, "Are you serious? You're my sister. You can't just not come." I bit back the 1,000 things I wanted to say. Instead, I asked, "Why her, Lily? Out of literally anyone else, why Jenna?" Her voice got defensive fast. "Because she's been there for me. She offered to help with everything and I cut her off. She's only doing that to spite me." That's when Lily snapped. "Not everything is about you. You don't own people." I felt my face burn. I don't own people? This was the girl who had been my ride or die for a decade until she wrecked my relationship, ruined my friend group, and then ghosted me like I was nothing. Lily knew exactly what Jenna did. I told her every detail, crying on her couch at 2 a.m. the night it happened. And yet here she was, choosing Jenna over me. By the end of the call, we were both yelling. She accused me of being selfish and immature. I accused her of betraying me. She hung up first. That night, my phone blew up. Texts from my mom, my aunt, even my cousin from another state. Mom's message was the worst. "Family is more important than grudges. You need to be there for your sister. We'll talk tomorrow." The thing is, my grudge isn't just about hurt feelings. It's about something I never told anyone outside my closest circle. Something that would change how they see Jenna forever. And now I was starting to wonder, maybe it was time everyone knew. 2 years ago, Jenna and I were inseparable. We met in college, became roommates, and even joked about being each other's maid of honor someday. She knew everything about me. My fears, my crushes, my worst mistakes. Back then, I was dating Matt. We'd been together for almost 3 years, and I honestly thought he was the one. Jenna was friends with him too, or so I thought. One night, after a party, I came home early because I wasn't feeling well. The lights in the apartment were dim, music playing softly from the living room. I remember smiling, thinking Jenna had set up something romantic for her own date. Except, when I turned the corner, I froze. Jenna and Matt were on the couch, tangled together, kissing like they'd been doing it for a long time. Matt's eyes went wide when he saw me. Jenna didn't even flinch. She just smirked. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just walked to my room, locked the door, and sat there in silence until morning. When I confronted them the next day, Matt admitted they'd been seeing each other for months. Jenna said she couldn't help it because they had real chemistry. And then, she ghosted me, blocked me on social media, stopped answering my calls, and moved out without even telling me. The worst part? Lily knew. I called her sobbing that night, and she was furious on my behalf. She said she'd never forgive Jenna. So how do we get from that to Lily making her maid of honor? Unless she'd forgiven Jenna for a reason. And the more I thought about it, the more one ugly, impossible thought crept in. What if Jenna had something on Lily? By midweek, the whole family knew about my boycott of the wedding. I started getting phone calls that all sounded the same. Soft voices telling me to be the bigger person and let the past go. It was like everyone had been given the same script. Except for my cousin Claire. Claire called me late one night, whispering like she was in a spy movie. "You're not crazy. Something's off with this whole Jenna thing." I asked her what she meant, and she hesitated. "I saw Jenna and Adam, Lily's fiancé, arguing outside the reception hall last month. It wasn't just bickering. She was threatening him." That stopped me cold. "Threatening him how?" Claire's voice dropped even lower. She said, "If you don't tell her, I will." Then he told her to shut up and walked away. Couldn't wrap my head around it. Tell her what? And why was Jenna involved in Adam's secrets? I didn't even know if I believed Claire. She's dramatic sometimes. But the more I thought about it, the more sense it made. Lily wouldn't forgive Jenna without a good reason. And Adam wouldn't want Jenna at the wedding unless she had leverage. It was starting to feel like I'd been shoved out of the bridal party not because Lily didn't want me there, but because Jenna needed me gone. That night, I stared at my phone, hovering over Adam's number. I had a choice. I could walk away and never know the truth, or I could risk blowing the whole wedding apart. I told myself I wasn't going to get involved, that I'd just let Lily live her life and deal with whatever came her way. But the truth? I couldn't stop thinking about Claire's words. "If you don't tell her, I will." 3 nights later, I found myself sitting in my car outside Adam's gym. I'd looked up his schedule online. Creepy, I know, and waited until I saw him walk out. I got out, cutting him off before he reached his car. "Adam, we need to talk." He looked startled, then annoyed. "This about the wedding? Because I'm not. Why is Jenna threatening you?" I cut in. His face changed instantly, from irritation to a flicker of panic. He glanced around like we were being watched. "I don't know what you're talking about," he said quickly, already moving toward his car. I stepped in front of him. "Adam, I'm not stupid. If Jenna has something on you, and it affects my sister, I will find out. So you might as well." He slammed his car door shut and leaned out the window. "You don't want to get involved in this. Trust me." Then he drove off, leaving me standing there with my heart pounding. That night, I did what I probably should have done 2 years ago. I started digging into Jenna's past. Social media, old posts, tagged photos. And then I saw it. A picture from a bachelorette party 4 months ago. Jenna was in the center holding a drink, and sitting right next to her was Adam. His arm was around her waist. And the worst part? The photo was tagged at a hotel in another city. On the same weekend Adam had told Lily he was on a work trip. The hotel tag wouldn't leave my mind. I must have stared at that photo for an hour, zooming in on Adam's hand around Jenna's waist, her smug little smile. I remembered the night Adam came back from that work trip. Lily had told me he was exhausted but happy because his presentation went well. He even brought her a little souvenir keychain. Now I wondered if he'd picked it up in the hotel gift shop while Jenna was upstairs. I started scrolling further back in Jenna's posts, looking for patterns, and I found them. Same restaurants, same events, even a charity gala 2 years ago, where Adam was supposedly there as part of his company's sponsorship. Jenna had posted from the exact same ballroom that night. It wasn't proof they were together, but it was enough to make my stomach turn. I sent the hotel photo to Claire with no context. Within seconds she called me. "Oh my God. Oh my God. This explains everything." "What do you mean?" I asked. Claire hesitated, then said, "I wasn't going to tell you this, but Jenna's been bragging to people that she has dirt on Adam, like enough to ruin him." I thought she was exaggerating. But now, I leaned back in my chair, my mind racing. If Jenna and Adam had history, recent history, that would explain her sudden closeness to Lily. But it didn't explain why Lily would go along with it. Unless she didn't know. And that meant I had a choice to make. Tell Lily now and risk blowing up her entire life, or wait until I had undeniable proof. Because if I was wrong, this would destroy our relationship forever. I wasn't planning to see Jenna. In fact, I'd been hoping to avoid her until the wedding or, ideally, forever. But fate had other plans. I was at the mall picking up a gift for a coworker when I spotted her across the food court. She was leaning against a table, scrolling on her phone, iced coffee in hand, like she owned the place. I could have walked away. I should have. Instead, I walked straight toward her. She noticed me halfway there. That smug, slow smile spread across her face. Wow, if it isn't the ghost of friendships past. I ignored the jab. What's going on between you and Adam? Her eyebrows shot up, but she didn't look surprised. She looked amused. That's your opening line after 2 years? Not even a hi? She teased. Cut the crap, Jenna. I said, my voice low. Why are you maid of honor at my sister's wedding? Why are you even in her life after what you did to me? She took a sip of her coffee, never breaking eye contact. Because, sweetheart, I'm useful. And you? Not so much. My stomach turned. What does that mean? Jenna leaned in just enough that I could smell her perfume. It means Adam and I go way back. And if Lily knew everything? She trailed off, letting the implication hang in the air. I clenched my fists. If you hurt her. Oh, relax, she interrupted. I'm not here to hurt her. I'm here to guide her. Let's just say I'm the insurance policy. And with that, she walked away, heels clicking against the tile, leaving me with more questions than answers, and the sinking feeling that she was winning whatever game this was. After seeing Jenna, I couldn't sleep. Her words, I'm the insurance policy, kept playing in my head like a broken record. If this was just about an affair, she wouldn't be so confident. Affairs can be denied, spun, buried. No, whatever she had on Adam had to be something that could destroy him instantly. I started reaching out to people Adam used to work with, old coworkers, mutual acquaintances from Lily's friend circle. Most ignored me. One finally bit. His name was Ryan, and he'd left Adam's company a year ago. We met for coffee under the pretense of catching up, but I cut to the chase. Did Adam and Jenna ever cross paths before he met Lily? I asked. Ryan hesitated, glancing around like we were in a spy thriller. You didn't hear this from me, okay? I nodded. Adam used to do some questionable stuff for extra cash. Off-the-books consulting, helping certain clients move money around. Jenna was one of them. She was tied to a real estate deal that was not exactly legal. My stomach dropped. Illegal how? Ryan leaned closer. Let's just say if the IRS looked too closely, half the people involved could end up in court. And Adam signed off on some of the paperwork. It hit me like a punch. If Jenna had proof of that, documents, emails, anything, Adam would be done. His job, his reputation, maybe even jail time. And if Adam went down, Lily would be dragged through the mud with him. Suddenly, it all made sense. Jenna wasn't just holding a personal grudge. She was holding a loaded gun, and Adam was too scared to fight back. But what I still couldn't figure out was why she wanted me gone. The answer came from the last person I expected, my mom. She called me early on a Thursday morning, her voice unusually tense. I just got off the phone with Lily, she said. She's upset. Jenna told her you've been digging into Adam's past and trying to ruin the wedding. I groaned. Of course she did. And I bet she left out the part where Adam's hiding something huge from her. Mom sighed. That's not all. Jenna also told her that you tried to sabotage her relationship with Matt back in the day. She said you had a pattern of jealousy and ruining people's happiness. I almost dropped my phone. What? That's insane. Matt cheated on me with her. How is that me sabotaging anything? Mom hesitated, and I could hear it in her voice. That awful, careful tone she uses when she's not sure she believes me. And that's when it clicked. Jenna didn't just want me gone because I knew too much about Adam. She wanted me gone because she was rewriting history, painting me as the problem. If I wasn't at the wedding, I couldn't defend myself. I couldn't pull Lily aside and tell her the truth in person. Jenna wasn't just removing me from the bridal party. She was erasing me from the story. And the worst part? It was working. I showed up at Lily's apartment unannounced. She opened the door with that tight, polite smile people use when they're pretending they're not angry. What are you doing here? She asked. We need to talk. Without Jenna. Without Adam. Just us. She crossed her arms but stepped aside. I walked in, my heart pounding, and sat on the edge of her couch. "Lily," I started. "I know you think I'm trying to ruin your wedding, but that's not what's happening. I'm trying to protect you." Her jaw tightened. "From what? From my own fiancé? From my friends? You've been digging into Adam, harassing Jenna, because Jenna's blackmailing him." I blurted out. That got her attention. Her eyes narrowed. "Do you have proof?" I hesitated. I hated that I didn't. Not the kind that would hold up. "Not yet. But I know she has something on him. Something big. And I think." "You think?" She cut in, her voice sharp. "You've hated Jenna for years. And now you're using Adam as an excuse to." "Lily, she ruined my relationship. She's manipulating you. You're replacing me with her." That's when Lily said something that knocked the air out of me. "She's not replacing you. She's helping me." I stared at her. "Helping you with what?" Lily looked down, twisting the ring on her finger. "I can't tell you. Not yet. But if you keep pushing, you're going to make things worse for everyone." And then, like a dagger, she added, "If you can't support me, maybe it's better if you're not there." It was the first time in my life my sister told me to stay out of her life, and meant it. I couldn't shake Lily's words from my head. If you can't support me, maybe it's better if you're not there. But I had to know what she was hiding. A few days later, I caught her alone in the kitchen. She was quieter than usual, her eyes distant. I took a deep breath. "Lily, please. I'm your sister. You don't have to keep secrets from me." She hesitated, then finally spoke. But her voice was barely a whisper. "There's something you don't know about Adam. Something I only found out recently." My heart skipped. "What?" She looked away. "Before I met him, Adam was involved in something illegal. Something dangerous. I found out after we got engaged." I blinked. "How did you find out?" "Jenna told me." It hit me like a punch to the gut. Jenna hadn't just been blackmailing Adam. She'd been protecting Lily. She said if I didn't forgive her, Adam's past would ruin everything. That she was helping me avoid a disaster. I stared at her, torn between anger and confusion. "Lily, this whole thing, it's a mess. But you deserve to know the truth about Jenna. About Adam. About everything." She nodded slowly. "I know. And maybe it's time I start listening." After that conversation, something shifted between Lily and me. For the first time in months, we were on the same side. We agreed to dig into Adam and Jenna's past together. Carefully, quietly. But Jenna wasn't going to let us have that luxury. Within days, Jenna started sending texts to both of us. "Be careful what you dig up. I hold all the cards, and I'm not afraid to play them." One night, Lily got a message that chilled her to the bone. "If you walk away from me, I'll make sure you regret it. Forever." It was clear Jenna was desperate and dangerous. We decided to meet with Ryan again, the ex-coworker who'd warned me about Adam's shady deals. Ryan had one piece of advice that stuck with us. "Jenna's got power because she controls the narrative. If you want to take her down, you need proof, concrete proof. Otherwise, she wins." That's when we made a plan. Find the evidence. Expose Jenna. Save the family. But little did we know, Jenna was already 3 steps ahead. 2 weeks before the wedding, things got worse. Lily's car was keyed in the parking lot. My phone was flooded with anonymous texts, threatening me to stay quiet. Even our family group chat turned icy. Messages deleted, conversations avoided. Then came the worst. A letter slipped under our door. No signature. Just one sentence in bold, messy handwriting. "Stop digging, or everything you love will burn." Lily broke down in tears, and for the first time, I realized how deep this went. Jenna wasn't just playing a game anymore. She was ready to destroy anyone who got in her way. We were running out of time. Desperate, Lily and I pushed harder. We finally got access to some of Adam's old emails, thanks to Ryan and a little tech help from my coworker. And there it was. Contracts, shady deals, and Jenna's name signed on documents that could land Adam in serious trouble. We confronted Lily with the evidence first. She was stunned, but relieved to finally know the full story. Then came the hardest part, telling our family. At the family dinner, we laid it all out, the affair, the blackmail, the illegal deals. Jenna was there, cold and quiet. When we finished, she smiled thinly and said, "You think this changes anything? I'm not afraid of any of you." But this time we weren't backing down. The days after the dinner were a whirlwind. Jenna was cut from the wedding party, finally exposed and powerless. Adam confessed everything to Lily, begging for forgiveness, promising to make things right. Family lines were drawn. Some sided with Lily, others with me. But the biggest surprise? Lily reached out to me one night, voice trembling. "Thank you for not giving up on me. I couldn't have seen this without you." As for me, I showed up on the wedding day, not as maid of honor, but as the sister who fought for the truth. So Reddit, AITA for refusing to attend my sister's wedding after she replaced me with my ex-best friend who betrayed me. Or am I the one who stood up for family when it mattered most?